One of the best parts of sports is how it brings people closer. But for a local married couple, basketball goes beyond a smile shared or a high five given. To them, it serves as a centerpiece to their marriage. Family can bring people together on its own. And in the case of Tim and Sam Brandt, the bond over coaching high school basketball pulls them even closer, despite the difference in uniform.
That translates to kind of how our personalities are anyways. You know, she's pretty intense in her coaching style, and I'm a little bit more laid back, and that's kind of how we are in our relationship a little bit too.
Both phys ed teachers at separate schools, the couple met back in college where they played basketball. But since then, they've swapped uniforms for clipboards. One mans the boys' sideline at West Fargo Cheyenne, and the other manages the girls at Kindred.
Post/forward/, like what the heck?
Do the work before it gets there so we don't have to sink after we catch it. Catch low already.
Most of the time I'm asking for something, like, hey, these are my problems, this is what I'm doing. He always has good advice for me. I don't know how much advice I actually give to him. I feel like he's more the knowledge XO guy, and I'm like more the emotional, get yourself under control person.
In the process of coaching these kids, they find ways to coach one another.
Kind of bounce ideas for drills off each other, and it's not just that. There'll be situations with players, like personal situations that we'll talk about, and we'll kind of dive into to see what's the best way to handle situations like that.
He opens my eyes up quite a bit about, well, why didn't you try this, or why don't you do that, or why couldn't you do this in this situation?
The enrichment is reciprocal. Being married to someone who coaches girls has given Tim a whole new perspective.
I'm a lot more self-reflective now than I was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I definitely know that there's a different point of view and a different perspective of looking at things, and sometimes I definitely don't see that, and she can help me with that.
Advice given, advice taken. The theme of their jobs and their relationship. As far as how Tim and Sam's teams are faring on the court, Cheyenne sits atop the Class A East Region standings at 10-1 overall, and Kindred, they've won 25 in a row after last night's victory at Oak Grove. So plenty of joy shared on and off the court for the Brandt family. In studio, I'm Jackson Roberts, KVRR Sports.